Hey there, people. How's it going? I just already did two reviews just a while ago, and I thought I'm gonna go and take a nap. Probably that was like on my mind, but then I'm feeling energetic. I don't know. I just feel like give you one more trouble, one more painful episode. Why am I calling painful? Because the rate at which I upload, people actually like think of it. Oh, okay, every now and then he's uploading. So sometimes people it gets a little bit annoying. I'm sorry about that, but I have a lot of fragrances pending, and this time quite few niche perfumes pending from my brothers. Okay, so today I'm gonna do the Penhaligon series that I told you before that one of my brothers gifted me a sample set or library scent library of Penhaligons. There are 10 perfumes in there, so I have done more or less five already. I'll leave the links below, you can check. All of them are from dab samples, and same today is gonna be the one of their upper class line. It's called Penhaligons, The Tragedy of Lord George. Quite a long name. Very beautiful presentation. Thanks very much, brother Ahnauf Tahmid Bhai, who lives in UK. One of my dear brothers in the community, very kind enough to send me this set all the way from London. So I'll try to finish. I was doing previously two by two, but this fragrance I believe deserves a full-on uh, review from my side. So here we go. This is the perfume, The Tragedy of Lord George. They gave you the whole collection, like a leaflet sort of. They have all the 10 fragrances in there with a little bit description, with pictures and stuff. So that's pretty much, appreciated. But this perfume right here, I saw first time in Mark's channel. He ordered these perfumes because of the bottles. If you see, it's a head of some animals. It's kind of like a really beautiful presentation. Just for the bottle you can collect it, and the fragrance I believe is very expensive. I think around, I don't know, $250 to $350 for 100 ml like this. I don't know what are the bottles as they uh, appear, but I believe these are gonna be more of your kidney price. So anyway, this fragrance, what I believe I understood, I have it on the paper. I dab sampled it. I kind of poured a little bit on it, as you can see, and I'm just already into the dry down. So the fragrance, I'll try to describe it to you, as there is no comparison to this on Fragrantica with any other fragrance. That was weird. I would imagine people would put some similar fragrances, but nobody did. So the fragrance basically offers four notes. I think boozy note, I think rum, or what is that boozy note? Brandy, woody notes, amber, and tonka bean. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Four notes breakdown. Sounds simple, but this fragrance is not simple. This fragrance right here, the bottle I cannot show you. I'm really sorry. You can check out some of the reviews or Google the picture to see the full presentation, which is really pretty. The fragrance I believe is for men. This fragrance is very masculine, and the fragrance actually is not for everybody. This is trying to portray a man who's a sort of like a landlord, a gentleman, a very well spoken, kind of like upper class gentleman who has wealth, land, properties, influential person, really well spoken. That sort of image they are trying to portray, and I don't know what's the tragedy for, but perhaps the person, I don't want to guess because it sounds really stupid, but I did not do enough research on this background, but I'm just telling what it smells like. So basically what I understand, this fragrance is really on the niche side. It's very dark. I read some reviews. Some people said this smells like a barbershop sort of fragrance, more masculine, spicy, woody. What to my nose, what I get is when I smell it, I really liked it instantly because I have a thing for dark perfumes. Like automatically, like my heart goes towards more darker, sweeter variant. Let me show you one. You'll get some idea. Like this kind of perfumes, like Lalique, Ombre Noir. If you see this, the richness of the juice, you have some idea like what kind of fragrance I like. Yes, they are for winter, and I live in a summer dominant country, but I always crave for something boozy, something woodsy, something spicy that leans more masculine, more daring side, and nobody's really wearing it. Perhaps that's the reason there is nothing compared to this yet. But I think I can tell you a few fragrances. If you like those, you're gonna like it. First of all, what I get is a very boozy sort of a fragrance. It's I do not think I ever tried what's that, brandy is supposed to, I saw the bottle is very rich colored liquor. It's very, you can look at it, it's a serious liquor. So I never smelled it, so I cannot tell you if this smells like brandy, but I did smell Bentley for Man Intense, some other fragrance that has a brandy note. And I can tell you one thing, this fragrance does have that boozy aspect to it. Very rich, very posh. You smell this, this smells like money, just like that Bentley for Men Intense. But it's not as beast mode as those. It's not that woody or leathery. This is more of your spicy, kind of like boozy opening, and it goes, I don't know, if it feels like kind of green, like clary sage or something herbal, and then that mix sort of like gives that a sort of like a fougere feel, but not too much like a lavender sort of sweetness. There's no sweetness in this, but that peppery sort of feel, the woody, spicy kind of feel that provides that background that kind of feels like it's a kind of like a barbershop kind of perfume because it's kind of spicy. So thinking of this, the close fragrance to this I can think of is that M7 Oud Absolu by think who's it, YSL? Yes, YSL. Think of M7 and the recent versions, they have a little bit more spicy than more oud. This is the kind of fragrance this one is offering. And when you smell it, you actually can feel like you're sitting in a barber shop. You're getting haircut, grooming done. Everything is like very good quality equipments they're using. The chair, it's really old school, and there's leather in there, and there's the handles where you put your armrests are built of pure wood, very thick, solid wood, and you can smell some shaving foam around you, but not sweet like Lamal. Okay, this is not a Lamal type perfume. This is a fragrance for 40 years plus man, not woman, man, who's really confident, has beard, somewhat, those dudes, imagine those dudes who are inspired at 40s, 50s, and they work out, they make a body and stuff. They have gray hair, and beard is kind of like a mix of gray and black, but at the same time, they're extremely sexy, extremely manly. They have chest hair and stuff like that, but they're well built. They're in good shape, they're not old, but this fragrance smells like a little bit masculine. Even Mark, I can imagine Mark, it's not perhaps old enough for this fragrance, who's actually younger than me by a year. I am 38, I think he's 37. The fragrance guru, Rob 08, of course, the aka the guru. He really loves this fragrance, but he said one of the weak points of this fragrance doesn't last that much. I believe, as far as I remember, I quite got agreeable performance. I mean, compared to the rest of the Penhaligons that I tried here, I tried at least 5, I believe, and I haven't hit the heavy hitters. I tried all the fresh ones, Juniper Sling, I did Endymion, I think Halfeti. Some of them, they are like really, really weak. Not some, all of them are very weak, and I found them, the prices to be really expensive for what they are. But nonetheless, the quality was there. So this fragrance is even more expensive than the rest of them. This is not their regular line. This is more of their upper class line. Penhaligon is a very expensive British house, a niche house. So these fragrances will be actually bought and used by people who have money. I'll just be honest. Usual people, I don't think they will actually want to invest in fragrances like this because they're very expensive. But in Bangladesh, I believe you can get this under $200, which is okay, not bad. So this fragrance is purely winter type fragrance. It's very cold weather. You can take a look at the juice color. You can see it's dark. So dark juice colors usually like leaning more towards winter. I was about to smell this, and then I'm like, okay, I can't smell anything. It's here. So the fragrance I really like. It's very handsome, gentlemanly, well-groomed man. It's actually something British house would make. Imagine this dude, if he has a car, he has a vintage car, perhaps driving a Rolls Royce. Is it Phantom? What's the car called? I'm not very good person with the car names. I cannot remember the name, but I remember the Phantom car was awesome. Black car. It smells very, very posh, let me tell you. But one of the downside of this fragrance, the performance is one thing. It's not really beast mode. You'll get about Dolce & Gabbana the one. What you get from it, 3 to 4 hours from this. But in cold weather, perhaps you'll get better. But one thing I do not appreciate in this fragrance is that boozy note disappears very, very quickly. Within 10 minutes or so, it's gone. So the boozy aspect actually is one of the most entertaining aspect of this fragrance, which I really like. Amber is there, tonka is there, woody notes are there, but they tend more like Lalique, Entre Noir, something woody, those lines. So they become sort of like, this one becomes sort of like more designer-like, but remains spicy. But that boozy aspect, if this fragrance could run through for at least an hour or so, I really love it. I mean, I'll show you one thing I really like. Lalique, it's a fragrance, is a brand, they give you very, very cheap pricing. But when you smell it, my God, it blows me away. It gives me easily like 7 to 8 hours. I'm not trying to put that one down, but I'm just giving you how money doesn't really win everything. Mine doesn't assure you the best. This actually I would prefer over the Penhaligons. I'll tell you, it's not the same. This one is the boozy quality. It's more sweeter, but the fragrance is just so much interesting. It can easily be a Penhaligon's fragrance and with performance. I'm just giving you just the idea, but these are not same fragrance by any means. But coming back to the fragrance tragedy of Lord George, I like the name. Pretty cool name, pretty cool kick-ass bottle. It's like a deer head or something. I don't know. It's like moose. What is it? But juice color is really brilliant. Bottle is beautiful. Smell wise, I really like it. I really like the smell, but I believe you need a lot of sprays, and it's not very strong. Like it's not strong enough to withstand the winter chill. We don't have snowing here, but I was born in Russia, so I'm just not gonna bluff that I remember what I was in 2 years. When I was in 2 years, when I was 2 years old, I don't remember anything from that. But I have pictures of when I was in the snow. You know, my parents were walking around. So I think this fragrance is not really strong enough for the snowfall and cold weather like that, but it's very comforting. It's very nice, but the price tag is out of my reach. But if you're looking for something of niche quality, this is niche quality. Very, very good perfume. I'll give this overall 8 out of 10. If the longevity was there and the boozy notes were there, this was gonna get a perfect 10 from me because of the solely the presentation. I wouldn't mind paying for this, but the fragrance doesn't last very long time. That's one downside of it. So that's about it. It's a good fragrance. Obviously, I give it better marks than the rest of the Penhaligons. This is much more interesting. So let's see the next ones what you get. Until then, take care, guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks Mark for bringing this under my attention. Thanks Tahmid Bhai for the awesome samples. See you soon. Good night.